Morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. Wherever you're at in the world, welcome to Last Raps Baseball's live commentary of a Major League Baseball game. Today, we are featuring the visitors from St. Louis playing the Milwaukee Brewers in a battle of National League Division Central matchup. And today, we are going to be making all the calls for you beginning in about 10 minutes. This broadcast that is being streamed on both YouTube and on Twitch is not affiliated with Major League Baseball, the MLB PA, or its sponsors. The views and our opinions are that our opinions and views, and are not affiliated with these groups. We'll be back in just a couple moments with all the calls and the starting lineup. Glad you're with us, everybody. Be sure to check out some of this other stuff before we get going.
Are you into digital cards? Last Raps Baseball has you covered as we do daily Top Spun Digital 21 card breaks. This new wave of collecting allows baseball fans to collect digital cards and compete against each other for prizes. Check out our daily breaks and send us a trade to Last Raps. Be sure to tell your friends.
Welcome back, everybody. We are about to give you today's starting lineups, but before we do that, just a few comments on last night's game between the Cardinals and the Brewers. The St. Louis Cardinals knocked off the Brewers 15-4 behind the pitching of Adam Wainwright. Wainwright extended his record on the season to 14-7, and Freddie Peralta took the loss. He was 9-4. Cardinals pounded out 15 runs in the ball game, including home runs, 2 from Nolan Arenado. Harrison Bader chipped in with 1. Tyler O'Neill had 1. Yadier Molina had 1, and Edmundo Sosa. The bats were booming for the Cards last night, trying to silence the bats for the Milwaukee Brewers. Today they send right-hander Adrian Hauser to the hill, and he will face Kwang Hyun Kim, a lefty for the Cardinals. And now we're going to give you today's starting lineups, and we'll begin with the visitors from St. Louis. Often playing second base wearing number 19 is Tommy Edman. Batting second and playing first base wearing number 46 is Paul Goldschmidt. Batting third and left field wearing number 27 is Tyler O'Neill. In the cleanup spot and playing third base wearing number 28 is Nolan Arenado. Dylan Carlson is the right fielder today. He'll bat fifth. He wears number 3. Batting in the 6th spot, wearing number 4, is the catcher, Yadier Molina. Batting 7th, playing shortstop, wearing number 63, is Edmundo Sosa. Batting 8th, and in center field, number 48, is Harrison Bader. Batting 9th and doing the pitching is number 33, Kwang Hyun Kim. They're facing Adrian Hauser, who brings a 7-6 record to the table with a 3.69 earned run average. And now the starting lineup for the home team from Milwaukee. Brewers will start with Luis Urias leading off and playing second base. He wears number 2. Batting second, the shortstop, number 27, Willie Adames. Batting third and left field wearing number 22 is Christian Yelich. In the cleanup spot and playing third base wearing number 5 is Eduardo Escobar. Batting fifth in right field wearing number 14 is Jace Peterson. Batting sixth in center field wearing number 6 is Lorenzo Cain. Batting seventh playing first base wearing number 11 is Rowdy Tellez. Batting eighth and doing the catching wearing number 12 is Luke Maile. And batting ninth and doing the pitching wearing number 37 is Adrian Hauser. And they'll face the left-handed slants of Kwang Hyun Kim. Kim on the season is 6-6. He's got a 3.23 earned run average. He is looking to make it 2 straight over the Brewers as he takes to the mound today. We'll be back in just a couple moments with all the action. We're glad you're with us. Stick around, everybody. We'll be right back. It is Cardinals Brewers. We return. Here's our friend Steve Rademacher. Be sure to check out his channel. He's a huge Brewers fan.
Hello, kids. Steve coming at you. It's Steve Rademacher. And if you like interesting stuff, if you like to laugh a little bit, and if you enjoy collecting, this channel's for you. If you like non-sport cards, we have them. You like pseudo-sport cards, we open them. Even if you like entire boxes of completely pointless stuff or other sports, we have everything here. I drop a different video every day, and there's always a theme to it, from No Filter Friday to Saturday morning cartoons, even Sunday shoutouts. Once in a while, we'll get a little froggy and show Money Monday, where I showcase a bunch of my currency. We have Legos, we have Star Wars, we have a good time. We even have my brother on Takeover Tuesday. Be there or be square. Back to Freddy.
Thanks a lot, Steve. We'll be back after these tunes in just a couple moments as the ball game is ready to get underway in less than 3 minutes. Welcome back, everybody. It is a couple of minutes till the first pitch, and the Brewers are just taking to the field. It is going to be a beautiful day in Milwaukee, but the roof is closed. The temperature is 70 degrees. There is no wind. The umpires for tonight's game are working home plate is Rob Drake. At first base, it is Will Little. The second base umpire is Jerry Davis, and the third base umpire is Greg Gibson. Playing today at America Family Field in Milwaukee. First pitch is slated for 6:10 local time, and we are anticipating in about 60 seconds we'll get this one underway. The Brewers tonight sending out one of their better defensive lineups. The only one that is missing is Jackie Bradley Jr. We've covered the Brewers earlier this year, and we saw a couple of their games. We did one of their games against the Atlanta Braves. They've made quite a few changes since we've seen them last. Eduardo Escobar, Jace Peterson, Rowdy Tellez, and Luke Maile are all new to their lineup. We did see Willie Adames before. Colton Wong is not in the lineup today, as Urias gets the start at second base. For the St. Louis Cardinals, they're sending out pretty much most of their regulars. They are pretty much healthy right now offensively for their team, and they're ready to get going here in just a couple moments. So we're glad you could make it in. We're glad you could join us. Stick around, everybody. The first pitch is back in just a moment. Welcome back, everybody. We are ready to get this one underway. Tommy Edman is making his way to the batter's box, and he will lead off the first inning. It'll be Edman, Goldschmidt, and Tyler O'Neill to face the right-handed slants of Adrian Hauser. This is Hauser's 22nd start of the season. He's a 7-6. He's got the 3.69 ERA. He's got 86 strikeouts and 112 and a third innings pitched. He does have the issue of consistently throwing strikes. He's walked 53 batters in this time. And so now we're ready to get this one underway as Hauser kicks and delivers, and the first pitch is a 92-mile-an-hour fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So the time of the first pitch is now 6:11 local time. So no balls, one strike to Edman. There's a changeup that misses well off the plate, and the count runs even at 1-1. Tommy Edman on the season is batting .265. He's got 10 homers and 47 runs batted in. He's got 22 stolen bases on the season. He swings at a fastball and drives that one foul. That's going to reach the seats well down the left field line. The count is now 1 ball and 2 strikes to Edman. The St. Louis Cardinals as a team run fairly well from top to bottom. There's nobody that's particularly outstanding other than Edman. There's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count is now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Paul Goldschmidt has double-digit stolen bases, as does Tyler O'Neill. Here's the pitch from Hauser. It swung on. It is lifted into left field. Moving back on it is Christian Yelich, and he looked like he was battling it in the lights a little bit, but he's going to make the catch, and so it'll be 1 up and 1 away for the Cardinals in their half of the first inning. It's going to bring up the first baseman, Paul Goldschmidt. Goldschmidt batting .286 on the season. He's got 24 homers and 82 runs batted in. Bats from the right side. Hauser ready to go into work. He kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Goldschmidt. Goldschmidt having a fine season this year. There's a breaking ball again taken for a called strike. And the count is quickly 0-2. The 6-time All-Star was last an All-Star in 2018 with the Arizona Diamondbacks. And this type of season that he's having this year, it's getting back to that type of form. And there's a fastball swung on and missed. And that is going to retire Goldschmidt on 3 pitches for the second out of the inning. That's going to bring up the left fielder, Tyler O'Neill. Just to finish off a bit on Goldschmidt, this is arguably his best season in a Cardinal uniform. His batting average is nearly 30 points higher from when he first came over a couple of years ago. Of course, the shortened season last year, he hit for an average. He didn't have a whole lot of pop in his bat. So here's the first pitch to O'Neill. It's a 93-mile-an-hour fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. O'Neill on the season is hitting .273. He's got 22 homers and 52 runs batted in. He takes a fastball inside, and the count is now 1-1. The Cardinals are in a powder blue today with red piping. There's a fastball swung on. It's fouled off down the first base side. The count is now 1-2. For Tyler O'Neill, the biggest challenge for him so far in his young career is being able to stay healthy. When he's been on the field, he has been productive. He's already got 43 career home runs, and over half of them have come this season. Hauser gets the sign from his catcher, Maley. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that misses down, and the count now runs even to 2-2. Tyler O'Neill's father, Alan, was a Mr. Canada back in his younger days, and Tyler O'Neill has really embraced the workout regimes. He's a very strong fellow. There's a fastball that misses just off the outside corner, and the count now runs 3-2 to O'Neill. O'Neill, as we mentioned, his one Achilles heel is to be able to stay healthy. This is the most games he's played in a major league season. This is his 110th game, and there is a slider swung on and missed. That is going to retire O'Neill for the third out of the inning. So for the Cardinals, in their half of the first inning, they had no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're through a half inning in Milwaukee. It is the St. Louis Cardinals nothing, the Milwaukee Brewers coming to bat. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments here is one of our newest Did You Knows. Check it out. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the bottom of the first inning for the Brewers, and coming up will be Luis Urias, Willy Adames, and Christian Yelich, the top of the order for the Brewers. And if you would have asked me before the season started who would have the least home runs of this group, probably would have picked either Urias or Willy Adames, but it is Christian Yelich, who has been battling some injuries this year in and out of the lineup. He's only got 8. Luis Urias hitting in the leadoff spot. He's batting .249. He's got 18 homers and 60 runs batted in this year. And he has been very, very productive. He originally was acquired in a trade with the San Diego Padres, and he was acquired in the deal that sent Zach Davies and Trent Grisham the other way. And here comes the first pitch from the left-hander Kwang Hyun Kim, and it is a fastball swung and missed, and the count is 0-1. Urias was originally a shortstop in the Padres organization. He was deemed expendable because of Fernando Tatis Jr. So they were able to bring in a couple of other pieces. Here's the pitch from Kim. It is a fastball swung on. This ball is driven to deep left center field, and this ball is going to reach the stands just beyond the bullpen area, and Luis Urias has led off the game for the Brewers with a home run. And the Brew Crew are ahead of 1-0, and Billy Brewer is doing his dance. So 1-0 for the Brewers. On the solo shot by Urias. 1-0, they are on the board. The fastball for Kim was left right over the heart of the plate. And Urias made no mistake as he drives that ball right into the pole gap over the Brewer bullpen, and it just almost got into the concourse level at the facing of it. And so here is a breaking ball to Willy Adames, and Adames takes that one down low for a ball 1. Adames on the season is batting .261. He's got 22 homers and 66 RBIs. There's a breaking ball that's left up. It's hit into left center field. This ball is going to get down, and Adames is going to be aboard with a base hit. So right out of the gate, the Brewers have come out swinging. Both batters have reached base, and that's going to bring up the left fielder, Christian Yelich. And Steve Rademacher in the house is got his pom-poms going, and probably the beer is flowing too. Enjoying the fact that the Brew Crew are out in front here, 1-0. There's the pitch from Kim. It's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Yelich on the season is hitting .252. He's got 8 homers and 41 runs batted in. If the Brewers are going to do any type of damage in the playoffs, he needs to be firing on all cylinders. There's a breaking ball that misses low, and the count is 1-1. This has not been one of his finer seasons. Often nicked up, having a difficult time to find some consistency. So here comes the 1-1 pitch to Yelich. Kim kicks and delivers. It's a fastball at 89 miles an hour, taken at the knees for a called strike. And the count is now 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Kim works from the stretch, holds the ball at the belt. He kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball swung on. It's tapped foul, fielded by Goldschmidt. Just by the first base coach's box. He's going to flip that to the first base coach, who then tosses it into the stands, and the count remains 1-2 to Christian Yelich. I have to say, I really like these St. Louis Cardinal uniforms, the powder blue with the red. I'd say it's old school, but it really pops. And there's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is now 2-1, 2-2 to Yelich. Really stand out for sure. So here comes the 2-2 pitch. Kim comes set. He kicks and he delivers. It is a fastball swung on. It's grounded through the 4-hole. That's going to get into right field. Stopping at second base is going to be Adames. Christian Yelich has got himself a base hit single. That's 3 consecutive hits here for the Brewers. That's going to bring up the third baseman, Eduardo Escobar. Escobar, in his first season with Milwaukee, he was acquired on July 28th in a trade with the Diamondbacks for Alberto Ciprian and Cooper Hummel, both minor league players. He's got the opportunity to infuse some pop into the lineup. Most of his career was spent with the Minnesota Twins. He began his career with the Chicago White Sox. Escobar bats from the right side. He crowds the plate, and the first pitch to him is a fastball at 92 miles an hour, taken on the outside corner for a called strike. Count is 0-1. The first time in his career Escobar was an all-star this year. Of course, that was in the National League for the Arizona Diamondbacks. And here comes the 0-1 pitch from Kim, and it's a fastball swung on. It's grounded up the middle. It's a beautiful play by the second baseman, Edman, over to Sosa for 1 and back to first, and that is going to be a double play. Edman had to go behind the base at second base. His momentum was taking him into left field. He threw off balance to Sosa, who was already at the bag, and then Sosa fired to first to be able to nip Escobar. So that goes as a double play, 4-6-3. Racing Christian Yelich at second base for the first out of the inning. Willie Adames has advanced to third, and that is going to bring up the right fielder, Jace Peterson. For Jace Peterson, he was originally a first-round pick in 2011 by the San Diego Padres. There's a large connection of players with Padre connections on this Milwaukee lineup. Peterson on the season's batting .273. He's got 5 homers and 30 RBIs. There's a breaking ball that misses inside. The count is 1-0 to Peterson. Peterson originally began in the San Diego organization, and then he had bounced a little bit. He's got himself dug in. He's ready to get going again here. Here is the 1-0 pitch, and it's a fastball that misses inside. The count is now 2-0. So 2-0 to Peterson. Cam works a little bit quicker. Gets himself set. He kicks and delivers, and there's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is now 2-1 to Peterson. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Kim goes back to work quickly. He delivers a fastball, and that misses up and in, and the count is now 3-1 to Peterson. So 3 balls and 1 strike. Kim again goes back to work. He holds a set at the belt. He kicks and delivers. There's a check swing fouled off over on the third base side. It's down in foul territory and is retrieved by the security guard, but the count now is full to Peterson. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch from Kim. It's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away, this time on the first base side, and the count remains at 3-2. The runner at third is Willie Adames. There's 2 away here in the bottom of the first inning. The Brewers are on the board with the leadoff home run by Luis Arias. Jace Peterson is the hitter, and the count is full. Here comes the pitch from Kim. It's a fastball swung on and missed. That is going to retire Peterson for the 3rd out of the inning. So for the Brewers in their half of the inning, they had 1 run on 3 hits. There were no errors and 1 runner left aboard. We are through 1 complete in Milwaukee. It is the Milwaukee Brewers 1, the St. Louis Cardinals nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments with the call of the 2nd inning. Here's our friend Matt. This is Matt Hollis. Check out his channel, Another Hollis Build, when you get an opportunity.
Well, you got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just 1 roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole.
Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the top of the 2nd inning, and it is going to be the heart of the St. Louis Cardinal batting order coming up to face the right-handed slants of Adrian Hauser. It'll be Nolan Arenado, Dylan Carlson, and Yadier Molina. And Arenado is going to get things going. He is hitting a .257 on the season with 29 homers and 88 runs batted in. And he is striding to the plate, and we're ready to get this one back underway. They have pretty decent attendance in Milwaukee. We'll get that for you as the game progresses on. The roof is closed. It is in the dome today, and here comes the first pitch from Hauser. It's a fastball taken on the outside corner for a called strike. And the count is 0-1 to Arenado. Arenado has appeared in 130 games this year. He is often considered the best defensive third baseman of the past decade. And there is a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Hauser rocks into the motion. He kicks and delivers. It is a fastball swung on and tapped foul over to the third base side. That is fielded by the third baseman today, Eduardo Escobar, and he just flips it towards the dugout. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Arenado. The bats were booming yesterday for the Cardinals as they pounded out 15 runs. To get things going here, here's the pitch from Hauser. It's a fastball at 95 miles an hour that misses way outside, and the count is now 2-2. The Cardinals entered today's game a game and a half back in the wild card race, and there is a fastball swung on. It's tapped over the head of the pitcher. It's fielded by the second baseman, Arias. He flips it over to first, and that is going to retire Arenado. Goes down as a ground out 4-3 for outnumbered 1 here in the second. Cardinals are chasing the Brewers, but the likelihood of them getting the Brewers at this point is not so good. But being in the wild card hunt, it's surprising at how quickly that they have recovered and are back into this battle. San Diego Padres, the Dodgers, and of course the Giants, who were leading the division for a long time in the West, were battling for those wild card spots. But now it's not a for sure thing that 2 teams from the West are going to get in there. The Padres have played absolutely brutal last 6 weeks. There's a fastball delivered to Dylan Carlson taken for a called strike. Carlson batting from the left side, right-hander against the left-hander. There's a breaking ball swung on. It is lifted into left field. Moving over underneath it is Christian Yelich. He's going to make the grab, and that is going to retire Carlson for the second out of the second inning. That's going to leave it all up to Yadier Molina. Molina on the season is batting .251. He's got 9 homers and 55 RBIs. He has announced that next season will be his last season in the big leagues. In my books, he's probably a surefire first ballot Hall of Famer. Molina digs in and he waits on the delivery from Hauser, and Hauser throws a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. When Hauser has thrown his breaking balls on first pitches tonight, he's been able to get ahead in the counts with quite a bit of success. And there is a changeup that is swung on and fouled away. And the count is now 0-2 to Molina. So Hauser back to work. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It just gets past the outreached arm of Hauser. Arias picks it up. He throws to first. That is going to retire Benji Molina. That goes down as a ground out, 4-3 for out number 3 here in the second inning. So for the Cardinals, they had no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left aboard. We are now through 1.5 in Milwaukee, and the St. Louis Cardinals are trailing the Brewers 1-0. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments. Here is our friend of our channel and well-known Milwaukee Brewers supporter, Steve Rademacher.
Domo arigato. Sorry if I mispronounced that. I'm new at this. Thank you for watching Last Raps Baseball. Tell all your friends and family to come check him out, ask some questions during the telecast, and give him a good sub and a thumbs up. And this is Steve coming back at you, and some new things on my channel. Star Wars figures that everybody likes. We have Mad magazines from the 1970s. We try to avoid the Noid. And for your pleasure, once in a while, we can open up Michael Jackson if you want, the cards. We have Elvis. We have Sadahar O. We love everything that is everything, so we even have the Beatles fighting with lightsabers. Look at that, John and George. Once in a while, we'll even have my brother take over my channel on a Tuesday. So once again, everybody tell your friends, come see Freddie at Last Raps Baseball. And right now, I'm going to kick it right back to you, Freddie.
Thanks again, Steve. We'll be back in just a moment with the bottom of the second inning. Hold tight, everybody. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be Lorenzo Cain to get things going here for the Brewers in their half of the second inning. He'll be followed by Rowdy Tellez and Luke Maley. And the first pitch from Kwang Hyun Kim is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Kane, hitting .247 on the season with 7 homers and 29 RBIs, watches a changeup float outside for a ball, and the count is 1-1 strike. Kwang goes back to work quickly with nobody on base here. He kicks and he delivers. It is a changeup swung on and missed, and the count is now 1-2 on Lo Kane. Kim goes back to work again. He delivers again, and it's a off-speed pitch down in the dirt, and the count runs at 2-2. And here comes Kim again, and there is a breaking ball that hangs up outside. The count is 3-2 to Kane. Kim makes no bones about it. When there's nobody on base, he goes right to work quickly. Here comes the payoff pitch. It is a fastball that misses outside, and that is ball 4 to Kane. He draws a leadoff walk here in the second inning. Sometimes it's hard to tell the difference between Kim's fastballs and his changeups. His speed is, he doesn't have a power arm. He's got an arm that is usually in the upper 80s, low 90s. We've seen him tonight throw a 93-mile-an-hour fastball, but he usually sits around 90 miles an hour, 89, 90. Here comes Rowdy Tellez. So Tellez batting from the left side. He's hitting .233 on the season. He's got 11 homers and 34 runs batted in. Tellez was acquired from the Toronto Blue Jays organization in the middle of the season, just before the trade deadline. There's a first pitch fastball that misses down low, and the count is 1-0 to Tellez. Tellez was acquired for Bowden Francis and Trevor Richards. Trevor Richards has found a place in the Blue Jays bullpen. Of course, Richards was flipped from Tampa Bay, who the Brewers had acquired him for earlier. There's a breaking ball swung on, and this ball is going to reach the seats behind the third base dugout. And the count now is 1-1 to Tellez. Though Tellez is hitting .233 on the season, he is now getting a chance to play every day and has been very productive. Since joining the Brewers, he's hitting .260 with 7 homers and 26 runs batted in. He was caught in a bit of a logjam in Toronto. In 2019 with the Blue Jays, he hit 21 homers when he saw some regular action. But with Vladimir Guerrero and others, it makes it very difficult for him to get playing time in the Blue Jay organization. And there's a breaking ball that misses down and away. The count is 2-1. And so when you're not getting a chance to see big league pitching every day, it's difficult to get yourself into a groove. And Tellez was finding himself on a shuttle between Toronto and the Buffalo farm team. So getting an opportunity to go to Milwaukee has been a new lease on life. So here comes the 2-1 pitch, and Kim instead flips it over to first base, and getting back easily is Lorenzo King. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Tellez. But Toronto's loss is definitely Milwaukee's gain. He's going to hopefully solve the issue of first base in Milwaukee. They've had a number of players over the last few years. There's a breaking ball swung on and missed, and the count is 2-2. They began the season with Keston Hiura penciled in as the first baseman. Daniel Vogelbach had time at first base. You think over the last few seasons, there was Jesus Aguilar spent time at first base for the Brewers, but they've really not been able to really unlock that position or have that position be locked down. Here comes the pitch to Tellez. It's a 91-mile-an-hour fastball fouled away on the third base side. The count remains at 2-2. So hopefully for the Brewers, Tellez will give them that option with the bat and with the glove. He's adequate defensively. Wouldn't say that he's a Paul Goldschmidt defensively, but he's definitely adequate. So here comes the 2-2 pitch. Kim gets the sign from his catcher, Molina, and again, he flips it over to first base. I'm yet to see any move that would resemble an A move from Kim over to first. It's pretty much just a straight keep you honest move at first base, so don't know what kind of move he has in his arsenal. So here comes the 2-2 pitch. Molina gives the signals, and now Kim steps off the backside of the mound. And we're going to cycle through the signals all over again. Molina gives the instructions to his pitcher. Kim comes send the belt. He kicks and he delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It is lifted up, and it's going to reach the seats beyond the third base dugout. That is going to keep the count at 2-2 to Tellez. Tellez will be followed by the catcher, Luke Maley. So 2-2. Molina positions himself back behind home plate. It's not been an easy couple of innings for Kim. He's already up to 31 pitches. The Brewers have worked the counts and put balls in play. Here comes the 2-2, and it's a fastball, and this is swung on. It is lifted into right center field. The ball is going to get down in front of Carlson. Kane is digging for third. Here's the throw. It's nowhere close to being in time. The ball has skipped, and it's hit the facing of the Brewers dugout as it got by the third baseman, Arenado. Looks like it may have hit Lorenzo Kane in that process. And he is going to walk home and score the run, and Rowdy Tellez is going to be awarded second base on the overthrow. I'm going to double check on the official scoring. I don't think Tellez will get an RBI in that particular one. I think the advancement will be because of the throwing error by Dylan Carlson. Carlson comes up throwing. The ball hits Lorenzo Kane right on the hand. Arenado, for whatever reason, started to back off away from the base. And as Kane was sliding in, his hand was on the ground, and the ball hit Kane flush on the right hand. And he is in the dugout in some immense pain. He didn't even know it was coming. And that ball ends up off the facing of the dugout. And so here we go back to the live action, and Luke Maley takes a first pitch called strike on the corner, and it is 0-1. So no balls and one strike. Here comes the fastball from Kim, and this ball is swung on. It is hammered down the left field line, and it bounces, and it's going to get into the stands. It's going to be a ground rule double. And Maley has traded places with Rowdy Tellez. And Tellez has come across to score, and now we've got ourselves a 3-0 ball game in Milwaukee. The Brewers are cooking. And Maley has driven in the run, and it'll bring up the pitcher, Adrian Hauser. So 2 runs on the board here for the Brewers in the second inning. There's nobody out, with Maley now standing on second base. And it's been a rough start for the starter, Kim. And we've got a visit to the mound as the St. Louis Cardinals pitching coach has come out with the translator to have a couple of words with the Cardinal pitcher. Saw Kim pitch earlier this year, and I can say that he's not going to overpower too many people. He's going to have to hit his spots. He's going to have to be able to change his speeds if he's going to have some success. And right now, as the pitching coach, Mike Maddox, is out there talking to him, he's not going to be around this game very long if he can't hit his spots and throw strikes. So here we go back to the live action. There's already action in the Cardinals bullpen. The Cardinals have got a right-hander up. We'll check on the number on that for you. It looks like it's Jake Wooford. And there's the first pitch to Hauser. He squares the bunt and he pops it foul right behind home plate. It's going to be strike one to Hauser. So no balls and one strike to Hauser. Hauser's hitting .086 this year. He's got a couple of homers and a couple RBIs. And in fact, all of his hits have left the yard. So here comes the pitch from Kim. Again, Hauser squares the bunt, and this time it's a foul ball. Looks like the ball bounced up and hit his bat a second time. And the count is 0-2. One would think it'll be interesting to see if Craig Counsell keeps the bunt on in this situation, trying to advance Maile to third. Kim comes set at the belt. Again, Hauser squares with two strikes. It's a 82-mile-an-hour change piece that misses upstairs. The count is now 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Hauser. Kim, the lefty, gets his sign from his catcher, Molina. He comes set at the belt. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. It is lifted on the right side of the infield. Moving underneath it is Tommy Edman. He calls off Goldschmidt and the pitcher, Kim. Edman is going to make the catch, and that will retire Hauser for the first out of the inning. That's going to bring up the top of the order, Luis Arias. Arias today began the ball game for the Brewers in their first inning with a home run. He hammered that thing into the pull gap over the Brewer bullpen. It hit the facing of the concourse level. He's 1 for 1 today. That was his 19th homer of the season. As we mentioned before, it's been a very pleasant surprise for them this year. He's been very, very productive. And here comes the pitch to Arias. It's swung on. It's lined into left field. This ball is going to get down. It's in front of Tyler O'Neill. The throw comes into second base, and Arias is going to be out trying to stretch it into a double. But he's going to get himself an RBI as Luke Maile has scored. And it is now 4-0 for the Brewers. But he is going to be retired on the outfield assist. That's going to be retired 7-4. For the second out of the inning. And it really wasn't even close at second. I wonder if he got the green light to go, if they were thinking that maybe O'Neill would be throwing home for the slow-running catcher. But O'Neill came up immediately and threw a strike right down to second base to be able to get Arias, trying to stretch that into a double. And so here we go back to the live action, and it's a breaking ball swung on and missed by Willy Adames, and the count is quickly 0-1. Great play by that left fielder O'Neill to fire a strike. Adames today is 1 for 1. First base side, balls in 2 strikes. There's the pitch from Kim. It's a breaking ball swung on, and it's grounded foul just past the third base bag. The count is going to remain at no balls and 2 strikes. For Tyler O'Neill, that would be his 6th outfield assist of the season this year. Was a Gold Glove winner in 2020. Here comes the pitch from Kim. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is going to get down in front of the center fielder, Harrison Bader. And all Kim can do is smile and laugh a little bit, as it looked like it got Adames a bit on the fists. He was able to ride that into center field for a base hit for his second hit of the game, and that'll bring up Christian Yelich. So the Milwaukee Brewers have figured out the pitcher Kim, and in so as much that is going to be all for Kim today. The Cardinals are going to be going to the bullpen. They have seen enough. Runner Adames is still going to be charged to him. We're going to take a timeout here. We'll be back in just a couple minutes. The score is the Milwaukee Brewers for the St. Louis Cardinals, nothing. We're in the middle of a pitching change here in the bottom of the second inning. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a moment. Here's our friend Steve again.
Hello, friends. Steve coming back at you, a clean-shaven Steve. Thank you for watching Last Raps Baseball. And please continue to support my channel among others, like Another Hollis Build. Awesome commercial. And now I'll show you a few more things that we do have. We have toys, like this bobblehead Star Wars on wheels. We have Noids. We can't keep avoiding them forever. We do have Legos. Love my Legos. We have Origami Folder. Check him out. He's new into this, getting started, has good following already. We have Red Beard Breaks. And we also have these things that, in a pinch, will tell you what your temperature is. So, if you like all of this, and if you like Last Raps Baseball, join all of us. We'd love to have you. And I know you would enjoy us. Thank you, peace, good night, and cheers.
Welcome back, everybody. It is a pitching change for the St. Louis Cardinals. We will update you here in just a moment with all the details, but it looks like it is going to be a right-hander, Jake Woodford, coming into the game. Woodford is a 6'4" and 215-pound right-hander. Will take over for Kwang Young Kim, who certainly struggled today to find the zone. So Woodford on the season, he was originally a first-round pick of the Cardinals back in 2015. This is his second taste of big league action. He's 2-3 on the season. He's got a 5.08 ERA. He's appeared in 20 games, 3 of which have been starts. He's logged 39 innings. He's allowed 43 hits, and he's walked 17. So he is on in relief, and he's got Christian Yelich to lead it off. The first pitch is a 94-mile-an-hour fastball taken for a ball upstairs, and it is 1-0. So Woodford on in relief of Kim. Yelich is 1 for 1 today. He singled in the first inning in his first trip to the plate. Woodford comes center to chest. He kicks and he delivers. It's a fastball taken for a called strike. And the count is 1-1 strike. Very disappointing for the Cardinals today, obviously, if their start pounding out 15 runs last night and going on to a 15-4 victory. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is now 1-2. What's difficult about that is that they're in the playoff hunt. They're a game and a half back of the Cincinnati Reds in the wild card. Of course, the San Diego Padres are on the in-between. So there is a race to be had. It looks like the Milwaukee Brewers are going to secure the top spot in the Central Division. It would absolutely have to be abysmal from here on out to lose that spot. So basically, just playing 500 ball the rest of the way should be able to get it done. So Woodford gets the sign from his catcher, Molina. He gets ready to go back to work. He kicks and he delivers. It's a fastball swung on and missed. And Christian Yelich is going to be retired on strikes, and that is going to do it for the Brewers here in their half of the second inning. But there was a lot of damage done. The Brewers had 3 runs in the inning on 4 hits, There were no errors, and there's one runner left aboard. We're through 2 complete in Milwaukee. It is the Brewers for the St. Louis Cardinals. Nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments with all the calls in the 3rd inning. We're glad you're with us. Here's another one from our friend Steve.
Hello, and we'll be right back to Last Raps Baseball after this brief message from me, Steve Rademacher. Thank you all for watching my channel and supporting me. Thank you all for supporting Freddie and Last Raps Baseball. He does an awesome job commentating. And to show you some more stuff that you can see on my channel, we have shiny Pokemon cards. We have Hall of Fame quarterbacks like Brett Favre. We have Bo Jackson playing baseball. That's right. That's his rookie card. Very nice. We even have gold. We have gold. We have wrestlers. That's Roddy Piper. And yes, we even have Jason Stokes and many ways to destroy him. So now, thank you again. Back to your regular program with your host, Last Raps Baseball.
Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the top of the 3rd inning. It is going to be the St. Louis Cardinals 7, 8, and 9 hitters coming to bat. That means it's Edmundo Sosa, Harrison Bader, and the pitcher Jake Woodford, who is on for Kwang Hyun Kim. So he will get his chance to swing the bat early on here in this one. So Sosa leads it off. He's hitting .278 on the season. He's got 5 homers and 20 runs batted in. And the first pitch is a breaking ball down, and it is 1-0 to Sosa. Sosa batting from the right side. It's himself dug in there against Hauser, and here's the pitch. It is a fastball that misses low, and the count is now 2-0 to Sosa. Cardinals are looking for their first base runner of the ball game. Hauser gets the sign from his catcher, Maley. He works and he delivers. There's a fastball taken for a called strike. And the count is now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Hauser works into the motion. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that misses outside. The count is now 3-1. Sosa gets ready to go back to work again at the plate as he steps out. Comes the pitch from Hauser. That's a fastball taken for a called strike. And that's strike 3. We missed a pitch somewhere in there, and we had it at 3-1. The ticker had it at 3-2. Sometimes I don't always trust that. Sosa has been retired for the first out of the inning, and that is out number 1 here for the Cardinals in their top half of the 3rd. So that's going to bring up the center fielder, Harrison Bader. Bader is batting .251 on the season. He's got 11 homers and 35 runs batted in. He's getting the start today in center field. He's appeared in 74 games this year for the Cardinals. And the first pitch from Hauser is a 94-mile-an-hour fastball taken for a called strike. And the count is 0-1. Bader waits on the pitch from Hauser, and it's another fastball, but this time it's outside. The count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Hauser back to work. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball taken on the outside corner, and the count is now 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Bader. Bader is in his 5th season with the Cardinals. He's been quite an everyday player, but pretty close. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded to short. It's fired over to first, and Rowdy Tellez makes a nice play to pick that one out of the dirt, and that's going to go down as a ground out, 6-3 for out number 2, and that's going to leave it up to the pitcher, Jake Woodford. Back to Bader for just a couple minutes. He had an opportunity to play in 138 games in 2018. He was in 128 in 2019, but he's been slowly finding his way not into a regular spot in the Cardinals lineup. And there's a first pitch fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Woodford. Hauser back to work. He delivers a fastball and catches the outside corner, and the count is 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Hauser gets the aside from his catcher, Bailey. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It's grounded to second. It's neatly fielded by Luis Urias. He fires to first. That is going to retire Woodford on a ground out, 4-3 for out number 3. So for the Cardinals, in their half of the inning, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. The Cardinals so far have sent 9 batters to the plate, and everyone has been set down in order by the Brewers right-hander Adrian Hauser. We're moving to the bottom of the 3rd inning. It is the Milwaukee Brewers 4, the St. Louis Cardinals nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments with the call of the bottom of the 3rd inning. We're glad you're with us. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the heart of the Milwaukee Brewer batting order to get things going against Jake Woodruff here in the bottom of the 3rd. That means it's Eduardo Escobar, Jace Pearson, and Lorenzo Cain. And it'll be the 4, 5, and 6 hitters set and ready to go for the Brewers. And so it'll be interesting to see how Lorenzo Cain is going to do at the plate. He took that ball off the hand. He was sliding into 3rd base on the throw from Dylan Carlson. And so he will be batting 3rd. It'll be neat to see how he is holding the bat and is he able to continue. He was able to play in the field, but sometimes that is a little bit different depending upon what happens. Get a chance to see how he swings the bat and if that affects him. So Escobar grounded into a double play his first time up. It was the 4-6-3 variety. He's going to lead it off. The Brewers right now today have 2 players with 20 or more home runs in their lineup. Escobar is one of them, although he spent much of the season in a Diamondback uniform. Luis Urias, with his home run today, is 1 shy of joining that club. Comes the first pitch from Jake Woodford. It's a breaking ball. Misses low, and the count is 1-0. Escobar spent most of his career in the Minnesota Twins organization, and there's a fastball swung and missed. The count is 1-1. But he went to the Arizona Diamondbacks in 2018, and he'd been there for 3 seasons. The best year of his career arguably was in 2019 when he hit 35 homers and drove in 118 runs in a Diamondback uniform. Also led the league that year in triples with 10. Here's Woodford back into the motion. He kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball down to the dirt, and the count is now 2-1 to Escobar. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Molina flashes this sign to his young right-hander. Woodford goes into the motion. He kicks and delivers, and it's a fastball grounded foul on the first base side. The count now runs even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Escobar is a veteran bat who they've inserted right into the middle of the order to help give some protection to Christian Yelich. There's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is now 3-2. I think the Brewers are still trying to sort out their roster going into the playoffs. Here comes the pitch. It's a fastball. This ball is belted in deep into right field. Moving back onto the track is Carlson. He's going to have to play it off the wall. Digging for 2 is Escobar. He slides, and he's not going to get there in time. It was an absolutely fantastic play by the right fielder, Dylan Carlson. That ball was scorched right off the fence. He played the hop perfectly. He's able to turn and throw a strike, and they're able to get Eduardo Escobar at second base for the first out of the inning. So he tries to stretch that into a double. But he is going to be retired, and that's going to be retired 9-6 on the putout for the first out of the inning. That throw was right on the money. No challenge on the play there. And the first pitch to Jace Peterson from Woodford is a breaking ball that misses outside for ball 1. So we've seen 2 really good defensive plays by the Cardinals outfielders. There's a changeup that misses low, and the count is now 2-0. Tyler O'Neill was able to dispose of Luis Arias in the last inning, throwing him out at second base. There's a changeup swung on. It is lifted to the left side of the infield. Moving over on it is Edmundo Sosa, and he's fighting with it a little bit. It looked like he was fighting maybe the light or the backdrop because the roof is closed. But he makes the catch, and that is going to retire Peterson on a pop-out to the shortstop for out number 2. That is going to bring up Lorenzo Cain. And Sosa continues to look up at the roof. Not sure what kind of backdrop he has to look into. Some of those old domes, not the retractable ones, but the old domes like at the Metrodome. And there's a breaking ball taken for a called strike by Cain. And very, very difficult ceiling. It's hard for certain guys to be able to pick up the balls when they would fly because the backdrop of the dome was also white. White ball on a white backdrop made it almost impossible to be able to pick it up. There's a fastball that misses upstairs to Cain, and the count is 1-1. Woodford goes back into the motion. He delivers. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is driven down the right field line, but it's going to land foul. It's going to bounce into the corner, and the count is now 1-2 to Lorenzo Cain. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Woodford gets the assign from his catcher. He goes into the motion. There's a breaking ball swung on and missed. It's hung on to by Molina, but that is going to retire Cain on strikes. And for the first time today, the Brewers go unconventionally 1-2-3. There was no runs. There was 1 hit. As Escobar was thrown out trying to stretch it to a double, there was no errors and nobody left aboard. We are now through 3 complete in Milwaukee. It is the Milwaukee Brewers 4, the St. Louis Cardinals 0. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few minutes with the call of the top of the 4th inning. We are glad you're with us today. Be sure to check out our friend Matt Hollis, and his channel, Another Hollis Built.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game.
My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Thanks again to Matt Hollis. When this game is done, go check out his channel, Another Hollis Build. He's got all kinds of entertaining stuff, and we do not hold it against him that he is a San Diego Padre fan. We'll be back in just a moment with the call of the top of the fourth inning. Stick around, everybody. We'll be right here with you. Welcome back, everybody. We're back underway here in the fourth inning, and it is Tommy Edman to lead it off against Adrian Hauser. And the first two pitches to Edman has been balls. It was a fastball that was outside and a breaking ball in the dirt. It's 2 balls and no strikes. And here's the pitch from Hauser. It's a fastball taken for a called strike at 94 miles an hour. And the count is now 2-1. Hauser, very efficient in his first 3 innings of work, only 37 pitches, retiring all 9 hitters that he faced. There's a fastball to Edman that swung on and fouled away on the third base side, and the count is 2-2. For Tommy Edman today, he's 0 for 1. He flew out to left field to begin the ball game. He is a fire starter at the top of the Cardinal order. He's been able to get himself on base more often than not. He is hitting at 265. His on-base percentage is at 315 this year. When he gets on base, he can get around. He's got 22 stolen bases. There's a fastball taken for a called third strike, and that is going to retire Edman for out number 1 here in the fourth inning. I'm not sure what Tommy Edman was looking at. The pitch was right down the chute. Had a little backdoor run on it as well. That pitch got a lot of the plate. So 1 away, and that's going to bring up the first baseman, Paul Goldschmidt. And the first pitch to Goldschmidt is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Goldschmidt today is 0 for 1. He struck out his first time up. He digs in on the right side. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball that misses inside, and the count is now 1 ball and 1 strike. For those of you who are scoreboard watching, the Detroit Tigers just hit a 3-run homer from Eric Haas. They're up in front of the Cincinnati Reds. Score is now 3-0, a 3-run shot. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count is 1-2 to Goldschmidt. The Tigers are doing favors for the Cardinals in the National League Central, as that is the team that they are chasing for the wild card spot. Detroit blitzed the Cincinnati Reds last night by putting a 15 spot on the board. And there is a fastball swung on and fouled away. And the count remains 1-2 to Goldschmidt. Hauser goes into the motion. He kicks and delivers. And there's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count is 2-2. So if the Cardinals are not able to battle back, they'll look at this as a lost opportunity, with Detroit sticking it to the Reds right now. And there's a fastball swung on, and it's fouled off into the feet of Goldschmidt, and the count remains 2-2. This is by far the most that Hauser has had to work in his 4 innings of work. So here comes the 2-2 pitch again to Goldschmidt. This is the 7th pitch of the at-bat. He kicks and he delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It's lifted foul down the first base line. And that is going to keep the count at 2-2. So 2-2. Waiting on deck for his crack at Hauser is Tyler O'Neill. It's a healthy crowd in Milwaukee to see these two teams play. There's a fastball at 95 miles an hour swung on, popped up over on the left side of the infield. Camping out underneath it is Willie Adames. He's going to make the catch and put that one away, and that is going to retire Goldschmidt for the second out of the inning. So 2 up and 2 away. That's going to leave it all up to the left fielder, Tyler O'Neill. O'Neill is 0 for 1 today. He struck out in the first. He did make a beautiful play in the second inning, gunning down Luis Arias at second base, who was trying to stretch a single into a double. Hauser holds the ball at the belt before he goes into his windup, and there's a fastball taken for a called strike. And the count is 0-1 to O'Neill. O'Neill is at a career-high 22 home runs this year, and he swings through a 96-mile-an-hour fastball. And the count is quickly now 0-2. O'Neill is a solid package. I was talking to a scout in one of the other organizations. There's a fastball swung on and missed. That is going to retire O'Neill on strikes. Just to finish that off before we go to break, he said that O'Neill looked like a fullback on a football team playing baseball. He was really surprised at his athleticism. So at the end of 3.5 innings, at the top of the 4th, the Cardinals go 3 up, 3 down. They had no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're moving to the bottom of the 4th inning. It is the Milwaukee Brewers for the St. Louis Cardinals. Nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple minutes. With the call at the bottom of the 4th inning. We're glad you're with us, either on YouTube or Twitch. We're glad you are here. Here's one of our Japanese Baseball Hall of Fame memories. If you ever get to Tokyo, check it out. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the bottom of the 4th inning. It is going to be the 7, 8, and 9 hitters for the Milwaukee Brewers coming to bat. That means it's Rowdy Tellez, Luke Bailey, and Adrian Hauser. And it is going to be Rowdy Tellez to get things going. Tellez has 1 for 1 today. He singled and scored a run his last time up. He's getting himself dug in, and he's going to be facing Jake Woodford for the first time. And Woodford throws a 75-mile-an-hour breaking ball that misses outside for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Woodford gets ready to go back to work. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball taken at 94 miles an hour. Right down the chute, and the count is 1-1. Woodford working from the right side. He rocks into the motion. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on, and it's going to reach the seats beyond the third base dugout, and the count now goes to 1-2 on Tellez. We were talking his last time up, Rowdy Tellez was acquired by Milwaukee, and hopefully we'll be able to give them an offensive jolt at the first base position. The Brewers would have been struggling to find some offense for a couple of seasons. There's a breaking ball swung on. This is lifted into left field. Coming hard is O'Neill. He's going to make the catch. That is going to retire Tellez for the first out here in the 4th inning. So 1 up and 1 away, and that's going to bring up the catcher, Luke Maley. Tellez has been a question mark, but it's been questionable for him in the Blue. It was questionable for him in the Blue Jay lineup to get that all the playing time every day, and now he is getting that opportunity in Milwaukee. Here comes Woodford, who is facing Luke Maley for the second time. Maley had a double his last time up and knocked in a run, and he takes the first pitch breaking ball away, and the count is 1-0. Woodford goes back into the motion. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Maley. Woodford rocks into the motion. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It's lined right to Dylan Carlson, who has to move toward the right field line to make the grab. That is going to retire Maley for the second out of the inning, and that's going to leave it all up to the pitcher, Adrian Hauser. So far since Woodford has come on, he has retired 6 straight batters. Escobar did hit a single, but he was thrown out trying to stretch it to a double. But that is 6 in a row for Woodford. There's a fastball that's taken on the outside corner for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Hauser. 25 pitches so far for the young right-hander in relief. Here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball that misses outside. The count is 1-1. As we mentioned before, Hauser only has 2 hits this season, and both have left the yard. Here's a fastball taken for a called strike. And the count is 1-2. Brewers are ahead here 4-0. Here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. It's tapped back to the pitcher. Woodford's got time. He flips it over to first base, and Goldschmidt is going to step on the bag. It goes down as ground out 1-3 for the third out of the inning. So for the Brewers in their 4th, there were no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're now through 4 complete. It is the Milwaukee Brewers 4, the St. Louis Cardinals nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments with the call of the 5th inning. We're glad you're with us.
Hey guys, and thank you, Freddie. Steve coming back at you. That's right, Steve Rademacher. I would like to thank each and every one of you that is tuned into my channel. And today, let's do a little shout out for some other great channels you should be watching. There is WVogs 18. There's Big D's Sports and Collectibles. You all know another Hollis build. Why not Like Father, Like Son? That's a great duo that does some great stuff. It shows some great cards. And of course, the one and only Bud Stoney, creators of One of Ones. The creator of One of Ones, and they're all signed on the back. Bud Stoney, One of One, like this beautiful Robin Yount that he made for me. He made me another Robin Yount this time mini and a Christian Yelich mini. Great cards, and he does more than cards. We have darts of Hulk Hogan and many other things. So give them a look-see and give me another look-see. Subscribers are always welcome, and back to Freddie.
Once again, thanks a lot, Steve, for helping us out, being a supporter of our channel. We got some final scores from around Major League Baseball in a makeup game from April the 4th. The New York Mets knocked off the Washington Nationals 11-9. It was in 9 innings. May gets the win. He goes to 7-2. Finnegan takes the loss for the Nats. He's 4-6. Heath Hembree gets his 9th save for the Mets. The Baltimore Orioles knocked off the New York Yankees today, 4-3. Sulcer gets the win. Aroldis Chapman takes the loss for the New York Yankees. The Chicago Cubs win a 1-run ball game against the Pirates. It was Efros gets the win. Stratton the loss. Is Stratton's first loss of the season as he drops his record to 5-1. The Toronto Blue Jays knocked off the Oakland Athletics 10-8. Jose Barrios got his 10th win of the season. Blackburn takes the loss for the Athletics. The other two finals, Tampa Bay Rays behind the pitching of Chris Archer got the win against the Twins 11-4. Albers takes the loss. And lastly, the Boston Red Sox, back-to-back days, wins for Adam Ottavino. He goes to 5-3. He knocks off Brian Shaw, who is 6-7. He beat the Indians 4-3 at Fenway today. All the other games are underway, and we'll give you updates on those as we see fit. So here we go back to the live action, and here's the first pitch from Hauser, and it is swung on by Arenado, and that is going to break up the no-hitter that Hauser had going into the 5th inning. The first hit of the ball game for the Cardinals after he had retired 12 straight Cardinal hitters. So now he can go right back to work. That was a fastball left up in the zone, and Arenado just yanked it into left field for that base hit. So Arenado is the runner at first base. That brings Dylan Carlson to the plate. Carlson today is 0-for-1. He flew out to left field in his only at-bat. Here's the pitch from Hauser. It's a fastball that misses outside. The count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Carlson batting on the left side. Coming set at the belt is Hauser. He kicks and he delivers, and it's a fastball swung on, and that's lifted foul over the third base dugout. And the count goes to 1-1. Carlson in his rookie season is having a decent campaign. The 22-year-old was a first-round pick back in the 2016 Major League Draft out of Elk Grove High School in Elk Grove, California. There's a fastball swung on and missed. And the count is now 1-2. He made his big league debut last year at the tender age of 21. He had 3 homers and 16 RBIs. And this year here, entering today's affair, he was hitting .260. And here comes the 1-2 pitch from Hauser. He holds set at the belt. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It's popped up to the left side of the infield. Moving over underneath it is the shortstop, Willie Adames. He's going to make the catch, and that is going to retire Carlson for the first out here in the 5th inning. So that'll bring up the catcher, Yadier Molina. We were watching how some teams do the shifts. I was watching the Red Sox game last night. And they had moved, when they do the shift, Rafael Devers into the shortstop position, and they moved the shortstop last night, Arazu, over to the right of second base, and they put their second base shallow. When the Milwaukee Brewers do their shift, they leave the shortstop Adames in the shortstop position, and there's a fastball swung on. It's grounded to Adames. He's going to take it himself. He steps on the base at second, and he throws a one-hopper to Tellez at first. who digs it out of the dirt. And that is going to be a double play to end the inning. It's going to go down as a 6-3 double play. And that will retire the Cardinals here in their half of the fifth inning. We'll get back to that story when we return. There was no runs, one hit in the inning, no errors, and nobody left on base. We're moving to the bottom of the fifth inning. It's the Milwaukee Brewers 4, the St. Louis Cardinals nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple minutes. The call of the bottom of the fifth. Here's another one of our Hall of Fame memories from the Japanese Baseball Hall of Fame. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the bottom of the fifth inning. It is going to be the top of the order coming up for the Milwaukee Brewers. It's going to be Luis Arias, Willy Adames, and Christian Yelich. And just to finish our thought, we were talking about yesterday and watching the Red Sox play and how they would move Rafael Devers, who was their third baseman, into the shortstop position and move their shortstop to the right side of the base. Well, the Brewers do the shift, but they do it differently, keeping their shortstop in the natural shortstop position. And I think if you're going to shift, that's the way you should and could do it, because the shortstop is familiar with his position. He should be your best athlete, and he should have one of the better arms in the infield. So because he's got the range and because he's got the arm, it's a natural to keep him in that spot. So why they would move a third baseman into that spot, in a lot of ways, to me, defeats the purpose of the shift, because you do want the ball in the best hands. And so if the third baseman is your better ball handler, then why not have him at shortstop all the time? There's a first pitch breaking ball delivered to Arias. Takes it for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Today, Arias is 2 for 2. He's got a solo home run in the first inning, and he singled in the second. He's pulled his average up over 250. Here comes the pitch from Woodford. It's swung on. It's a ground ball to third. Woodford has to move out of the way as the bat was blown up in Arias' hands. The barrel came screaming back toward Woodford, as did another piece. And that is going to retire him. The one piece landed on the mound, and it almost actually broke in three. There was the handle, and then the bat itself shattered. So as Woodford had to get out of the way, he did a little hop, skip, and jump to get himself out of the way of the bat that came up the middle. That was really strange. I don't think I've ever seen a bat break in threes, and Arias kind of stood there and looked. He was in as much shock as anybody else. It goes down as a ground out, 5-3 for out number 1 here in the fifth inning. That's going to bring up the right-handed stick of Willy Adames. Adames takes the first pitch, breaking ball for a ball. Adames today is 2 for 2. He's singled in both of his times up today. There's the pitch from Woodford, and there's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is now 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Adames digs in. Here's the pitch from Woodford, and it's a fastball that misses down, and the count is now 2 balls and a strike. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Woodford back to work. It's the breaking ball swung on and missed. Adames is going for a stroll as he swung right through that. Number of players not in the lineup today for the Brewers, including Abisai Garcia, Nomar Narvaez, and Colton Wong. A few regulars not playing today. So here comes the 2-2 pitch to Adames. It's a fastball on. It's grounded to the shortstop. Fielding it backhand side is Sosa. He throws over to first. Coming off the bag is Goldschmidt. He tries to apply the tag to Adames, and the first base umpire has signaled that the tag did not take place. That was Will Little making the call. I think that's going to go down as a base hit. We're going to have to see that in a second. For Sosa to have to go that deep in the hole to get it, the throw was not very good. If the throw was on line, he probably ends up getting the base runner, but he had to throw off 1 foot as he was falling off into that hole. We'll see if they rule that a base hit. I'd be surprised if it wasn't. So here comes back to the live action. It's a fastball to Christian Yelich. He swings and fouls it off his foot. The count is quickly 0-1 to Yelich. They are ruling that a single for Adames, and I think that's reasonable. He would have had to make a perfect throw across the diamond to be able to get him, throwing off one leg, fading away into the left field. Made a very difficult play to get it. Just to get to the ball was a great play by Sosa. The fact that they even had a chance to get Adames was even more impressive. So here comes the 0-1 pitch. It's a fastball that misses inside to Yelich, and the count is now 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. They've got 3 defenders on the right side of the infield. It is only Nolan Arenado on the left side with Yelich at the plate. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. It's a fastball that misses down, and the count is now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Eduardo Escobar is waiting his turn on deck. Yelich today is 1 for 2. He singled in the first inning. He was erased on a double play, and then he struck out in the second. Here comes the 1-2 pitch from right-hander Woodford. He kicks and he delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It is popped up on the third base side. Molina makes a few steps toward it, but that ball is going to reach the seats. That's going to make the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Christian Yelich was originally acquired by the Milwaukee Brewers from the Miami Marlins organization. In return, the Brewers gave up a boatload of players. They gave up Lewis Brinson, Isan Diaz, Monte Harrison, and Jordan Yamamoto. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball swung on, and this is lifted foul down the left field line. It's going to reach the seats. It's going to keep the count at 2-2. Yamamoto is no longer in the Marlins organization. He was let go last year. He was picked up by the Mets. He's been with them. Monte Harrison is getting a chance to play. Lewis Brinson has had an opportunity to play there as well. Isan Diaz, he's in tough. He was the second baseman last year that they anticipated would be coming in. He decided to opt out because of COVID, and then what ended up happening is he decided to opt back in. And now they've got Jazz Chisholm up, and he may be out of a job or looking for a new position because Chisholm looks like he is the real deal in Miami. So here comes the 2-2 pitch to Yelich. Woodford holds at the chest. He kicks and he delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away over on the third base side. The count remains at 2-2. Lewis Brinson was originally a first-round pick of the Texas Rangers, and he had made his way over to Milwaukee in a trade that was with a number of players, and then he was one of the centerpieces to that deal to Miami. Brinson is entering the prime of his career. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball swung on. It is lifted to deep left center field. Moving back on the warning track is O'Neill. He's got room. He's going to make the catch. And he's going to fire that back in. So a deep fly ball out. Yelich flies out to the left fielder for the second out. That is going to bring up Eduardo Escobar to the plate. Just a few thoughts on Lewis Brinson. He's career below the Mendoza line hitter. He's batting a 199 for his career. CB Baseball Collector checking in, and he says hello and welcome to the stream. We're glad that you are with us. So this is going to bring up Eduardo Escobar to the plate, and the first pitch is a pitch that misses low. It's a ball one, 1-0 to Escobar. So 1 ball and no strikes. There's 2 out here in the 5th inning. The runner at first is Willie Adames. And they flip over to Adames, and he dives back in time safely. The roof is closed in Milwaukee today. It's 70 degrees, and the crowd is a very healthy crowd on this Labor Day weekend. There's the pitch from Woodford. It's a changeup swung on and missed, and the count now is 1-1. Eduardo Escobar today is 1 for 2. He grounded into a double play in the first inning, and he singled and was erased trying to stretch it into a double his last time up. A couple of outfield assists today by the Cardinals. It kept the Brewers at bay. So here comes the pitch from Woodford, but instead he flips over to first base, and diving back in time is Willie Adames. That play was a lot closer than I probably would have anticipated. It was a bang-bang play over there at first. Go back and look at the replay. The Cardinals also had a quick look at the replay, but I don't know if they're going to challenge that or not. Umpires are making their decisions, and they are going to challenge that. They think they may have nailed Adames diving back over to first base. We're going to have to have another look at that. I've not been the most successful in getting him. They got him leaning the wrong way. The throw was a little bit on the high side. They may have an argument. You would have never got that call 20 years ago because they wouldn't have had the replay. The tag was at the lower part of his numbers on his back. As far as I'm concerned, that would have been considered a high tag, but because of the instant replay, and they make the rulings a little bit different today. It's used to be if the ball beat you there, you were out. So the umpires have their headsets on. Now they're going to make their decision, and they did rule them out, and that is going to retire the side for the Brewers. So it's a pickoff. Pickoff 1-3. And so for the Brewers in their half of the 5th inning, they had no runs. There was 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left on base. We are now through 5 complete in Milwaukee. It is the Brewers 4, the Cardinals nothing. Stick around, everybody. The 6th inning is coming at you when we return. Thanks for checking out our channel here today. We're glad for those of you who are here listening that are with us. Here's another one of our Hall of Fame memories from the Tokyo Baseball Hall of Fame in Japan. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the top of the sixth inning. It is going to be the 7, 8, and 9 hitters scheduled to come to bat for the Cardinals. That means Edmundo Sosa, Harrison Bader, and Jake Woodford. Woodford has come on in relief of the starting pitcher Kwang Hyun Kim. Kim couldn't get out of the second inning. Woodford has been electric. He has faced the minimum batters that he has possibly been able to face. That would be 10. He has allowed a couple of hits, but he's had some defense and, of course, a pickoff in the last inning that has aided him in his play. So Adrian Hauser goes back to work, and the first pitch is a breaking ball swung on and missed by Sosa, and the count is 0-1. Sosa's 0 for 1 today. He struck out looking in the third inning. That's from the right side, right-hander against the right-hander, as a breaking ball swung on. It's backhanded in the sixth hole by the shortstop, Adames. He fires to first base, and that is going to retire Sosa on a ground out, 6-3 for out number 1. That is going to bring up the center fielder, Harrison Bader. Bader is the only one of the Cardinal outfielders without an outfield assist today, as both Carlson and O'Neill have fielded their positions well and thrown out runners attempting to stretch singles into doubles. Bader gets into the box. He's got a slightly open stance. And here comes the first pitch from Hauser. It's a breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. For those of you who are interested, we are going to be calling the NPB game tonight between the Oryx Buffaloes and the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks. We did the coverage last night. Fukuoka won 11-4. There's a breaking ball swung on and missed by Bader. The count is 0-2. We will be on the air at 9 o'clock Pacific, midnight Eastern time in the North American time zone. The first pitch will be right at the top of that hour. So if you're awake, feel free to jump in. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded up the middle, right to the second baseman, Arias, who is right over top of the bag. And Harrison Bader has grounded out. That goes down as a ground out, 4-3 for out number 2. And that is going to bring up the pitcher's spot. Jake Woodford. We'll see if he is going to swing or if they're going to make a decision to go to the bullpen, but they are going to stay with Woodford. He's pitched very well since entering the game. So Woodford on the season is batting a cool 100. He's 0 for 1 today. So here comes Hauser. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Hauser's been very efficient in his work here. He's at 66 pitches now in 6 innings. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on and missed by Woodford, and the count is 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Hauser gets the sign from his catcher. He goes back to work. There's a fastball swung on. It's tapped just past the pitcher, Hauser. Charging it is Arias. He's got to throw on the run, and he's going to be able to retire Woodford barely. Rowdy Tellez has had to make some difficult catches over at first base, and that was not an easy one as well, as Arias was running and almost looked like the ball was going to handcuff Tellez. That is the third out here in the 6th inning. So for the Cardinals, they had no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're now through 5.5 innings. It is the Milwaukee Brewers 4, the St. Louis Cardinals nothing. Stay with us, everybody. We'll be back for the call at the bottom of the 6th inning. In just a moment, we're going to give you another one of those Hall of Fame memories. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the bottom of the sixth inning. It is going to be the 4, 5, and 6 hitters coming up to bat for the Brewers. That means Eduardo Escobar, Jace Peterson, and Lorenzo Cain to get things going for the Brewers. Escobar was up to bat when Willie Adames got picked off to end the fifth inning. So he'll start with a fresh count here. The Cardinals only have 1 hit in today's ball game. Hauser's been absolutely outstanding on the mound. It was the single by Nolan Arenado back to begin the fifth inning is the only time the St. Louis Cardinal has reached base today. And it has been the minimum batters that Hauser has had to throw to. So we're getting ready to resume the action here in just a moment. And here's the spot where the third baseman Escobar is coming up ready to go. It'll be interesting to see how long they'll roll with Hauser. I would think that he's got a lot of life left in the arm, as he's only at .68 pitches through the 6 innings of work. So barely over 6. It looks like it is a Star Wars themed night in Milwaukee. So if you brought your lightsaber, you would fit right in. So Woodford is rubbing up the ball. He's been effective in his work. He's thrown 45 pitches. 30 of those have been for strikes. Ready to resume the action. Woodford goes to the rosin bag. He rubs up his hand, and now we're ready to go. Standing in is Escobar. Escobar, as we said today, is a 1 for 2. He's grounded into a double play, and he's singled. And he was waiting where he's up to bat when the Willie Adames was picked off in the 5th inning to end the inning. So the first pitch to Escobar is a breaking ball swung on and missed, and the count is 0-1. Woodford goes back to work. There's a breaking ball that drops in for a strike, and the count is 0-2. Woodford kind of throws 2 different types of breaking balls. One is one that really sweeps from right to left, and the other one is more one that sort of drops in, and so there's just a different variety of it. One is almost like a slider, but it's a sweeping slider. There's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is 1-2 to Escobar. Woodford back into motion. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on. It's fouled away over on the third base side. It's going to reach the seats. And the count remains 1-2 strikes. Escobar digs himself in, and we're ready to go back at it. Woodford gets the sign from his catcher, Molina. He rocks into the motion. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball at 92 miles an hour that misses upstairs, and the count is now 2-2. Escobar will be followed by the right fielder, Jace Peterson, and the center fielder, Lorenzo Cain, here in the 6th inning. Woodford rocks into the motion. He kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball, but it's check swing foul by Escobar. The count will remain at 2-2. And Escobar played his entire season with the Brewers. He would have been their RBI leader. He's got 73 on the season. So Woodford goes back to work. He kicks and he delivers, and it is a breaking ball down. They ask the third base umpire for some help, and he says he went. Now he's going to retire Escobar on strikes for out number 1 here in the 6th. That is going to bring up the right fielder, Jace Peterson. Peterson today is 0 for 2. He's struck out in the 1st inning, and he popped out to short in the 3rd. As we look at the replay, not much question that Escobar went after that pitch. There's a fastball from Woodford. That misses down, and the count is 1-0. I wonder how much life Woodford has left. He's starting to show some signs of struggling. He's not getting ahead of the hitters here in this inning. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. But he's pitched very well up to this point. He has faced the minimum batters that he has faced. He's 11 in a row. He has allowed a couple of singles, but he's had some defensive help. And there's a fastball that misses inside, and the count is now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. They've really got a unique defensive alignment here facing Jace Peterson. There is a fastball swung on, it's tap fouled on the first base side. The count is now 2-2. They've got Nolan Arenado well off the bag at third base. He's even with the bag. The shortstop is not quite behind second base. He's just a little bit to the left of it. The second baseman is well into the 4-hole, and so here comes the 2-2 pitch. Woodford goes into the motion. He rocks and delivers. There's a breaking ball swung out and missed. And Peterson goes down. That's the second strikeout in the inning for Woodford. That is going to be his 4th strikeout of the ball game. That's going to leave it up to Lorenzo Cain. Cain today walked in the second. He struck out in the third. He scored a run in the second inning. He was hit on the hand as he was sliding into third base, and the ball had ended up skipping away. So here comes the pitch from Woodford. It's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Cain. Woodford rocks himself into the motion. He kicks and he delivers. It's a fastball that's taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-2. Cain wasn't a fan of that call. That pitch looked like it was inside. But you have to say Woodford has been around the zone, so he's going to get those kind of pitches. Here comes the 0-2 to Cain. It's a breaking ball that is swung on and fouled away over the first base side. The count is now 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. If you're tuning in tomorrow, it'll be John Lester going for the Cardinals. Corbin Burns is going to go for the Brewers in the finale of this series. There's a breaking ball delivered to Cain, and that's outside. The count now goes 2-2. Tomorrow we are going to make the call on the Dodgers and the Giants tomorrow evening. So if you're interested, come on in and check it out. That's a battle for first place in the National League West. There's a fastball delivered to Lorenzo Cain. That misses outside. The count now is 3-2 to Cain. So hopefully you can tune in and listen. We'd be glad if you could. Comes the pitch to Cain. It is a fastball, and that misses down. We had it at 3-2 for Cain, but I guess not. I guess that we may have missed a pitch in here somewhere, and so that pitch there misses down, and it's now 3-2. I'm not sure where we missed our pitch. Sometimes I don't always trust what we see. Here comes the pitch from Woodford. It's a fastball. This is swung on, and it is lifted foul on the first base side. And the count remains 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Again, we'd like to thank everybody for being here. If you're listening to us on Twitch or you're listening to us on YouTube, we're glad you can make it in. This is the 4th stream that we've done now on Twitch. We've been slowly, hopefully, building a community out in the Twitch atmosphere. There's a fastball to Cain. It's swung on. It's tapped back to the pitcher. Woodford fields it. He flips it underhand over to Goldschmidt at first. That is going to retire Cain here in the 6th inning. So for the Brewers, they had no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We are moving to the top of the 7th inning. It is the Milwaukee Brewers 4, the St. Louis Cardinals nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few minutes with the call of the top of the 7th inning. We're glad you're with us.
Good evening, sports fans. I hope you all have been enjoying the game. This is just another message from another Hollis build. I hope that your team is in the lead, but if not, remember, that's life. That's what all the people say. You're riding high in April, shot down in May. But you know I'm gonna change that tune. When I'm back on top in June. I said that's life, and as funny as it may seem, some people get their kicks stomping on my team, but I don't let it get me down. 'Cause this fine old world, it keeps spinning around. I hope you enjoy the rest of the game, and if it remains the same, remember, that's life. You want your fill? Go check another Hollis build on YouTube. Last Raps Baseball. Let's get back to the game. Let's go! You know that's life. You know it. One love and peace.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the top of the 7th inning, and it'll be the top of the order coming up for the St. Louis Cardinals. Tommy Edman, Paul Goldschmidt, and Tyler O'Neill will get things going for the Cardinals. We do have some defensive changes for the Brewers. Jace Peterson is going to come in at second base. Luis Arias is going to go to shortstop. Right fielder is now Jackie Bradley Jr. I'm going to have to do a double take. I think that means that Willie Adames is out of the game, and the first pitch to Tommy Edman is a fastball for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Hauser continues to work here in the 7th. There's a fastball taken at the knees, and the count is 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. It was the 70th pitch of the ball game for Hauser. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away by Edman, and the count now remains 0-2. Edman today has flown to left, and he struck out looking his last time up. Hauser has faced the minimum batters through the first 6 innings. He has allowed a couple of hits, but he's had some defensive help, and there is a ball swung on, and it's past the diving, outstretched arms of Jace Peterson, and that ball gets into right field for a base hit single, leadoff single here by Tommy Edman here in the 7th inning. They had the shift on, and it was a breaking ball down on the 0-2 pitch, and Edman has to go and dig it out. A good piece of hitting by Edman. Peterson dove to his right, but couldn't come up with it. It just passed his outstretched arms. And the Cardinals have a runner on with Paul Goldschmidt stepping up to the plate. Goldschmidt today is 0-2. He struck out and he popped to the shortstop. He takes the first pitch fastball for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Goldschmidt's average has slipped to 285 on the day. He's got himself 24 homers to go with 82 runs batted in on the season. So here comes the 0-1 pitch to Goldschmidt, and it's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Goldschmidt will be followed by Tyler O'Neill and possibly Nolan Arenado, depending on if they can find themselves on base here. There's a fastball. This is delivered. It's swung on. It's hit into center field. Moving over is Lorenzo Cain. He's going to make the grab. That is going to retire Goldschmidt for the first out of the inning here in inning number 7, and that's going to bring up the left fielder Tyler O'Neill. For O'Neill today, he is 0-2. He's struck out both his times up. O'Neill certainly has the ability to put the ball into the seats. He's got 22 homers this year. Part of the order with Goldschmidt, O'Neill, and Arenado, they have combined for 75 homers between the three of them. Comes the first pitch from O'Neill. Hauser delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It's grounded to short. Arias picks it up over to Peterson for one, but they're not going to get the speedy O'Neill getting down the line. It's going to go down as a fielder's choice. Edman will be retired 6-4 for the second out of the inning. And O'Neill will leg it out. He is going to be the runner on first, and that'll bring Nolan Arenado to the plate. Looked like Arias had a hard time getting the ball out of his glove. The turn at second base by Peterson was pretty good, but Arias looked like he kind of juggled it a little bit. And O'Neill was able to get down the line. He doesn't juggle that ball. It's probably a double play. But that's going to bring up Nolan Arenado. Arenado today is 1 for 2. He singled in the fifth inning. He was raced on a double play, and there's the first pitch fastball for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Hauser is working very efficiently here. There's 2 away in the top of the 7th. It's 0-1 on Arenado, and there's a fastball that just misses low. And the count is 1 ball and 1 strike. There is action in the St. Louis bullpen. They have a righty and a lefty up. I expect that Woodford's day is going to be done here shortly. There's a fastball that handcuffs Luke Bailey. He drops it right at the plate, and the count is now 2-1 on Arenado. So 2 balls and 1 strike. The runner at first base is O'Neill. There's 2 away here in the top of the 7th inning. Hauser gets ready to go back to work. Gets the signs from Bailey, comes set at the belt. He kicks and he delivers. It is a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is now 2 balls and 2 strikes to Arenado. It's a good spot by Hauser. Hauser has had very good control today. He's been able to, early on in the game, was throwing his breaking ball over for first pitch strikes. As the game has progressed, he's also been able to keep the hitters off balance by spotting his fastballs in very good locations. Here comes the 2-2 to Arenado. Hauser kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It's driven right back off the pitcher. Hauser fields it. He throws to first, and that is going to end the inning. He hit the ball right on the screws, right back. Hauser had to jump out of the way. We're going to take a look and see where he got hit on the replay. So he takes the ball, he gets hit. I got hit in the leg, back of the right leg. He got up, he fielded it, he threw to first, and that is going to do it. And as he's walking off the field to add insult to injury, the umpires are asked to see his glove and his hat. So he's going to do that before he goes and maybe seek some treatment to see if there's any bruising or any problems with his legs. So for the Cardinals, in their half of the 7th inning, they had no runs. There was 1 hit. There were no errors, and 1 runner left aboard. We are now through 6.5 innings in Milwaukee. It is the Brewers 4, the Cardinals nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple minutes. We're anticipating a pitching change. We're glad you're with us. Be sure to check out our friend Matt Hollis when you get a chance after our stream is done today.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's another Hollis build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Would you like to support Last Raps Baseball? We would appreciate it if you did. Be sure to check out our eBay page where we have baseball merchandise. We also have stuff from the Japanese League for those who listen from Japan, but we also do other sports like football and basketball as well. Don't forget, visit Last Raps Baseball's eBay store to help support the channel. We'll be glad you did.
Welcome back, everybody, and we've got a pitcher. Jake Woodford is still going to be going on the mound here. We were anticipating that there was probably going to be a pitching change, but he is going to be facing the Brewers hitters Rowdy Tellez, Luke Maile, and Adrian Hauser here in their bottom half of the seventh inning. But we've got Luke Maile stepping up to the plate here, so we must have already missed one out. It's gone by pretty quickly back into the action, so we apologize for that. Here comes the first pitch to Maile. It is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and one strike. Woodford back into the motion. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that misses low, and the count is 1-1. Try to catch up on the part where we lost there with Rowdy Tellez being the first out of the inning. Tellez had grounded out to the pitcher on the very first pitch, and here's the fastball swung on. It's grounded to the left of second base. It's picked up by the second baseman, Edmund. He fires to first, and that is going to retire Maile. It's going to go down as a ground out, 4-3. So 2 up and 2 away here, and that is going to bring up the pitcher, Adrian Hauser. Hauser today is 0 for 2. He's popped to second, and he's grounded back to the pitcher. He's been absolutely electric on the mound. So here comes the pitch from Woodford. It's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is 0-1. No balls and one strike to Hauser. Sorry, 1 ball and no strikes to Hauser. And here's the pitch. It's a fastball taken for a called strike. And the count is 1-1. Hobbyist is in the house today. Welcome. We appreciate you being here. There's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is now 2-1 to Hauser. It looked like this game was going to be a runaway in the first couple innings. The starting pitcher for the Cardinals, Kwang Hyun Kim, was tagged for all 4 runs. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 2-2. Kwang Hyun Kim got knocked out with 2 out in the second inning, and it's been the Jake Woodford show ever since. He's come on and been absolutely electric. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away. And the count remains 2-2 to Hauser. Since Woodford's come into the game, he's retired 15 batters in a row. Now, as we mentioned, there's been 2 singles, but they've been erased on good defensive plays and a pickoff. So he's faced the minimum batters. And there's a fastball to Hauser, and he takes it for a called third strike. And that is going to end the 7th inning. So for the Brewers, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. We're now through 7 complete innings in Milwaukee. It is the Milwaukee Brewers 4, the St. Louis Cardinals 0. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back for the 8th inning in just a moment. We're glad you're with us. I assume Adrian Hauser is going to be making an appearance again. He's been lights out for the Brewers today. I'm glad you're with us, everybody. Here's our friend Steve once again. Be sure to check out his channel when you can.
Hey, guys, and thank you, Freddie. Steve coming back at you. That's right, Steve Rademacher. I would like to thank each and every one of you that is tuned into my channel And today, let's do a little shout out for some other great channels you should be watching. There is WVogs 18. There's Big D's Sports and Collectibles. You all know another Hollis build. Why not Like Father, Like Son? That's a great duo that does some great stuff. It shows some great cards. And of course, the one and only Bud Stoney, creators of One of Ones, a creator of One of Ones, and they're all signed on the back. Bud Stoney, One of One, like this beautiful Robin Yount that he made for me. He made me another Robin Yount, this time mini, and a Christian Yelich mini. Great cards, and he does more than cards. We have darts of Hulk Hogan and many other things. So give them a look-see and give me another look-see. Subscribers are always welcome, and back to Freddie.
Thanks again, Steve. We appreciate your support. And in turn, we support Steve Rademacher and his channel. Be sure to check him out, whether it's Money Monday, it'll be Takeover Tuesday, or his Shout Out Sundays. He's always got something crazy going on that channel. We appreciate him. And he's also a Milwaukee Brewer fan, and we do not hold it against him. But do make sure you check out his work. We're back at it here with Adrian Hauser coming back out to the mound. He has tied his career high of 7 innings pitched. He's at 81 pitches through 7. He's going to be facing Dylan Carlson, Yadi Molina, and Edmundo Sosa here in the 8th inning. We'll take a quick peek at the out-of-town scoreboard. If you're scoreboard watching, the Cincinnati Reds came back on the Tigers. Tigers took a 3-0 lead in their half of the 3rd inning, and then the Reds came back and was capped off by a 3-run Aristides Aquino home run. Tigers have clawed back with one in the top of the 5th. It is now 5-4. So the Cardinals are chasing the Reds for the wild card spot. And it looks like it's a final in Miami. The Marlins have knocked off the Phillies 3-2. That'll be a victory for them. They'll improve their record to 57-79. In the top of the 6th inning, the White Sox are beating the Royals 9-6. Now we're back to the live action. The first pitch to Dylan Carlson's a fastball at the knees, taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. We'll give you more out-of-town scoreboard updates as we move along. And here's the fastball, and it is a called strike. And the count is 0-2. And our hobbyist says, are we dual streaming again? We are. Yeah, probably in the short term. Always prefer everybody to look at the YouTube channel. The streams that we do over on Twitch, hopefully we can build a new audience out of that, and it doesn't hurt to dual stream over there. And there's a fastball swung on and missed by Carlson, and he is going to be retired for the first out in the 8th inning. So yeah, it doesn't hurt to be able to do it. If you're ever thinking of doing anything live, this is our friend the hobbyist. It's not a bad thing to be able to do it both. We've figured out that you could also do it on Facebook as well as something called Periscope, which would get us over to Twitter. But I'm not sure if Periscope is still active. If I really wanted to, we could also do it on LinkedIn. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. But to be fair, LinkedIn is probably not the avenue for this particular product that we are doing. Here comes the 0-1 pitch to Molina, and it's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is now 1-1. So a career high for Adrian Hauser here today, and he has really been able to keep the Cardinal hitters off balance and silence their bats after a 15-run outburst. There's a fastball swung on. It's driven deep to right field. Back on the warning track is Jackie Bradley Jr. He's going to haul it in a couple of steps from the wall. And that is going to retire Molina for the second out of the inning. So 2 up and 2 away. And that's going to leave it up to Edmundo Sosa. Sosa today is 0 for 2. He struck out looking in the 3rd inning, and he grounded to short in the 6th. He digs in and gets himself ready to face Hauser for the third time. And here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball that misses outside. And the count is 1-0. Sosa has made some decent plays defensively for the Cardinals today. And here's the pitch from Hauser. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away over on the first base side. The count is 1-1. In some ways, I really like to see some old school baseball here. I hope Hauser, the way he's pitched here, it gets an opportunity to come out and to finish the game. There is a fastball swung on. It's tap foul over on the third base side. And the count is 1-2. One thing that you notice is that when the starting pitchers leave the game changes significantly. Usually the tempo and the pace, both in the Japanese League and in the Major League Baseball, they get into the bullpens and the pitchers, the pace of the game will slow down. Everything starts to have a different dynamic to it. Here comes the pitch. It's a fastball. Take it for a called third strike, and Sosa goes down looking for the second time today. So for the Cardinals, in their half of the eighth inning, there was no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We are through 7.5. It is the Milwaukee Brewers 4, the St. Louis Cardinals nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a moment. But the bottom half of the bottom half of the eighth inning, and the Milwaukee Brewers, top of the order, coming to bat. Glad you're here, everyone.
Are you into digital cards? Last Wraps Baseball has you covered as we do daily Top Spunt Digital 21 card breaks. This new wave of collecting allows baseball fans to collect digital cards and compete against each other for prizes. Check out our daily breaks and send us a trade to Last Wraps. Be sure to tell your friends.
Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the bottom of the eighth inning. It is going to be the top of the Milwaukee batting order coming to bat. And there was a change in the order. It's going to be Luis Arias. He is going to come in to bat. It'll be Willie Adames, who is out of the game, as Jackie Bradley Jr. has taken over for him, and Christian Yelich. So it'll be Arias, Bradley Jr., and Yelich to face the pitcher Jake Woodford, but we're going to see if Woodford is going to be changed. Woodford's at 74 pitches through 5 1/3 innings. He's been absolutely outstanding today. They then have a right-hander and a left-hander getting ready in the Cardinals bullpen. So we haven't seen if there is going to be a change here yet. Woodford has been outstanding. It is going to be a pitching change. It's going to be Alex Reyes coming in. Alex Reyes will be taking over for Woodford here in the eighth inning. Reyes coming in to get a little bit of work in. Reyes on the season has appeared in 57 games. He's got a 5-7 record with a 2.9 ERA. He's got 59 innings under his belt. He's ready to go to work here against the top of the order. And the first pitch is a fastball at 97 miles an hour, swung on and fouled away. And the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Urias today is 2 for 3. He homered to lead off the ball game. He singled in the second, knocking in another run. And he grounded a couple RBIs. He's been a very important part of the Brewer offense today. Here's the pitch from Arias. It is a slider swung on and missed, and the count is now 0-2. It's the first time I've seen Reyes pitch this year, and he's a real short armor. He does not mess around. His arm is a very, very quick delivery. So here comes the 0-2. So after witnessing Woodford, there's a guy now that just takes it out and lets her rip, and there's a breaking ball swung on. It's popped up over to the shortstop side. Sosa camps out underneath it. He is going to make the grab, and that is going to retire Reyes here for the first out in the bottom of the 8th inning. So 1 up and 1 away, and that's going to bring up the right fielder, Jackie Bradley Jr. For Bradley Jr., he's come into a spot where the fella he's replacing had 3 of the Brewer hits today. Willie Adames was 3 for 3 at the plate. First pitch is a fastball that misses low and in, and the count is 1 ball and no strikes. Comes the 1-0 pitch. That's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is now 1-1 to Jackie Bradley Jr. I'm glad you could poke your head in here and listen to the call today. Here comes the pitch from Reyes. It's a breaking ball swung on and missed, and the count is now 1-2. Bradley will be followed by Christian Yelich. Reyes comes set at the chest. He's throwing from the set position with nobody on. It's a fastball swung on the right field. Coming hard is Carlson, and he's going to field the ball or catch the ball right off his shoe tops. That is going to retire Jackie Bradley Jr. I'd have to see it again, but it didn't look like he had a great hop. Bradley is staying at first base, thinking that it's a possibility that might have been a trap. We're going to take a look at it and see if it was a trap or not. So that ball was hit to right field. And based on our replay, to me, it looks like at glance, nope, that was a catch. And that is going to be an out. There's no doubt about it. And that's going to bring Christian Yelich up to the plate. Yelich today is 1 for 3. The first pitch is swung on and missed, and it is 0-1 to Yelich. Yelich has singled, struck out, and flown up to left field. Reyes gets the sign from his catcher, Molina. He comes set at the chest. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on and missed, and the count is now 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. So Reyes comes set at the chest. He kicks and he delivers, and it's a fastball that misses down, and the count is now 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Reyes ready to go back to work. He kicks and he delivers. There's a breaking ball that's down. They appeal over to the third base umpire, and they say he didn't go. It's going to even the count on 2-2 to Yelich. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. We do appreciate everybody listening in, whether you're listening live or on delay. Thank you for taking the time to come into the stream tonight. Here comes the pitch from Reyes. It's a fastball at 98 miles an hour. That misses outside. The count is now 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. We will be back on the air again later this evening to do the call between the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks and the Oryx Buffaloes. Here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on and fouled away over on the third base side. And the count remains 3-2 to Yelich. So if you're around and you're interested, come on and listen to some NPB action. So here comes the 3-2 pitch to Yelich. Reyes kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on and missed. And that is going to retire Christian Yelich for the third out here in the 8th inning. So for the Brewers in their half of the 8th, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We are through 8 complete in Milwaukee. It is the Milwaukee Brewers for the St. Louis Cardinals. Nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple minutes with the call at the top of the 9th inning. We're glad you are with us. We'll be right back in just a moment.
Well, you've got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole.
Once again, that's Matt Hollis. Another Hollis build is his channel. Once this game is done, be sure to bounce over and check out Matt, as he's got a lot of cool and crazy things, including all his animals he's got on his property. So check out that. He incorporates all kinds of stuff. He shows you what he's got in his neighborhood. He's proud at San Diego native. Another Hollis build. Check him out when you can. Here we go, everybody. We're going to be back to the live action in just a moment here. It is going to be the 8, 9, and 1 hitters coming up for the Cardinals in their half of the 9th inning. It's Harrison Bader. And then it's going to be the pitcher, Reyes. So we are anticipating a pinch hitter. And then it is going to be the top of the order, Tommy Edman. So we're going to see how this is going to all play out in just a couple moments. Adrian Hauser is coming back out for the top of the 9th inning. He has been absolutely fantastic today for the Brewers. He's faced one batter over the minimum. He's allowed a couple of hits, and that's been it. So Harrison Bader is 0 for 2 today. He's grounded out to short and grounded to second. He'll lead it off here in the top of the 9th inning, and the first pitch from Hauser is a fastball swung on. It is hit to left field. Moving over underneath it is Christian Yelich on the run. He's going to make the catch, and that is going to retire Bader. One pitch and one away here in the 9th inning. And that is going to bring up the pitcher's spot, but you can pretty much be guaranteed that we are going to have a pinch hitter coming up for Reyes. And we'll see who that is announced in a moment. It looks like it's Matt Carpenter coming up. And that's exactly who it is. So Matt Carpenter makes his way to the plate. Carpenter is not enjoying a great season this year. He's batting 181 on the year. He has really, really struggled. He's a veteran since 2011 in the big leagues. So here comes Adrian Hauser going back to work. And the first pitch to Carpenter is a fastball that is taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Carpenter, a 3-time All-Star through his career, has really struggled the last 2 seasons with the Cardinals. And here's the pitch from Hauser. It's a fastball that misses low, and the count is now 1-1. Carpenter last year hit 186. This year he has hit 181. He's been a Cardinal his entire career. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is hit to deep center field. Moving back onto the warning track is Lorenzo Cain. But he's going to put that away for out number 2. That is going to leave it all up to the second baseman and leadoff hitter, Tommy Edman. Edman today is 1 for 3. He singled his last time up, hit a ball past the diving Jace Peterson. He's also struck out and flown to left. The Milwaukee faithful are on their feet looking to close this one out. A complete game shutout is on the docket. Hauser is on 95 pitches. He's absolutely been brilliant today. He's looking to extend his season record to 8-6. The first pitch is a fastball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0. Edman bats from the left side. We've got right-hander against the left-hander. Hauser goes back to work, and he throws a fastball that is called for a strike at the knees, and the count is 1-1. This is the 28th batter that Hauser has faced today, and 24 times he has thrown first pitches for strikes. There's a fastball that misses outside. The count is 2-1. That is very, very, very economical. Means he's throwing just over 85% first pitch strikes, and there's a fastball swung on. It's hit on a line into left field to Christian Yelich, and that is the second hit of the ball game for Edman today. It's only the third hit for the Cardinals, and Craig Counsell is going to stay with his starter, and so he should. Good piece of hitting by Edman to go with the pitch into left field. It's going to bring up the first baseman, Paul Goldschmidt. Goldschmidt has struggled today against the right-hander Hauser. He struck out his first time up. He popped to short, and he flew out to center. Luke Bailey has made a trip out to the mound to talk to his right-hander, and he's giving him a pat on the back and getting ready to get this one going. Josh Hader is up in the bullpen getting loose. I would like to think that Hauser is going to get two opportunities to close it out. Goldschmidt here and maybe O'Neill the next one. Give a chance for the complete game shutout. So here comes the 101st pitch from Hauser to Goldschmidt. He kicks and he delivers. It's a fastball. This one's swung on. It's hit into right center field. Moving over to it is Jackie Bradley Jr. He's going to make the catch. And that is going to retire the Cardinals here in their half of the ninth inning. So for St. Louis, they had no runs, one hit, no errors, and one runner left aboard. And your final score from Milwaukee, it is the Milwaukee Brewers 4, the St. Louis Cardinals 0. Complete game shutout for Adrian Hauser, the longest start of his career. Fantastic job by him. Take a look at the numbers here, and then we're going to shut her down. The Cardinals today had no runs, 3 hits, and 1 error. The Brewers had 4 runs, 9 hits, and no errors. The win goes to Adrian Hauser. He goes to 8-6. The loss is tagged to Kwang Hyun Kim. He drops to 6-7 on the season. The Brewers' first complete game shutout since Kyle Loesch did it all the way back in 2014. It was September 24th of that year, almost 7 years ago. That has sealed the deal as Hauser throws a gem on the Saturday of the Labor Day weekend. All right, everybody, once again, you've listened to another Last Rounds Baseball video production. We really appreciate you being here. Again, tonight at 9 o'clock Pacific or midnight Eastern time, we are going to be back on. We will be doing the game between the Oryx Buffaloes and the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks. Again, your final score, it is the Milwaukee Brewers 4, the St. Louis Cardinals 0. Thanks again, everybody, for joining us. We will catch you again later, hopefully at 9 o'clock. Have a great night.